Hello everyone, it's Anna, also known as Book Anna, and today I'll be going through my TBR for the month of July. I have a lot of books on my physical TBR that I would love to get to in the month of July, and I also have some ebooks that I would like to get to, but those I will save for the end. I'm gonna start with my most anticipated reads, well, not of the year, but from my physical TBR. I have a TBR jar. It's right here, my TBR jar, and these are all the books that I have physically. Take 6 to 10 papers out and I see which books I got, and I tried to read all of them. I have some books that are really long overdue to be read on my shelves and that I took out this month. I will definitely try to be getting to them, but first I'm gonna go through 2 books that I still haven't read that are from my June TBR and that I'm in middle of. I would like to finish them by the end of the 7th month, but they're just both books that I don't think that I need to go through very fast. The first book, Ghost Stories of Henry James. I'm not reading them as they're written, and I'm reading as I want to read them. The thing with this book is that writing style isn't really my favorite, I guess. It just doesn't fit me. It's kind of hard for me to get through these stories, but I'm still interested in them. I'm still intrigued. I'm just not making myself read it all in one day, and I'm taking it slowly and carefully and try to read them and not hate them. And the second book that I still haven't read, Post-Yugoslav Literature and Film, I am currently have the middle point. I'm currently at the middle point, and I'm really enjoying this book so far. Also, I'm taking it really slow because I want to take in as much as I can. This is not a book that you should hurry with. I'm really happy that I'm finally reading this book. Okay, now I'm going to be getting through the books that I took out from my TBR jar. From the books that I'm definitely starting this month. If I don't start them, I have to get rid of them because they're being on my TBR shelf for too long, to the books that I'm hoping to get to. So the first book, that's probably the longest on my TBR because I bought it when I lived in Dubrovnik, which was 6 years ago. But that is Neil deGrasse Tyson, Astrophysics for People in Hurry. It's on my language. And I haven't read this book, and it is water damage, and it's been through so much, and I still haven't read it, and I started reading it for a few times, but I just never continued or finished it, and I really, really want to. So I'm hoping that I will get to it this month. I do not know what this book is about, except that it's about astrophysics and it is explained as thoroughly and as quickly as it can be. I am really interested. I say that for every book I'm wanting to read, but it's true. I don't like physics in general. I never liked it in school, but I'm interested in it, definitely, and it's something that I would like to know more about, especially astrophysics, and the universe and stuff. I'm interested in that part of physics a lot, and now I think it's a good time to read this, especially because I just finished first year of college and I didn't have time to read about anything else except architecture, so I think it's a good time to explore some other themes in this world. And if I don't get to it this month, I will probably get rid of it because it's been on my shelf too long. So the next book is another non-fiction book, and that is Sapiens, A Brief History of Humankind by Yuval Noah Harari. My dad is currently reading it and he said that it's really good, but I'm happy that I finally took it out of my TBR jar. I don't know what this is all about. I just know that it's about humankind throughout history. I am feeling very, very clever and very, very intelligent by reading all of these non-fiction books last 2 months. So the last book that I'm really hoping to get to, because this one's been on my shelf for also a really long time, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo by Stieg Larsson. Yes, this book, thriller book. I don't have that many thriller books on my bookshelves. I think there may be 3 to 4 of them, and this is one of them that I haven't read and that I heard a lot of good things about for a really, really long time, and I really, really want to read it, but it was just always somewhere back in my mind. If I don't, I'll be unhauling this book as well, because as I said, it's been on my TBR shelf for almost 5 years now, and I really, really think it's time for me to read it. Because this is the second video that I'm telling you guys that I want to read this book, so I should really read this book. That's it. One book I already started because I couldn't wait. Hideous Progeny by C.E. McGill. This book was brought to me by my friend from Edinburgh. There's a little note in it, and I'm really thankful for her giving me this book, because I was really excited to have it and to start reading it. This is a Frankenstein retelling. It follows niece, I believe, of Frankenstein, and she doesn't know where her uncle disappeared, but she's also reanimator. She also wants to reanimate. She's also a scientist, and we follow her. And I don't know anything else about this book except that it's about her, and that I didn't like Frankenstein when I read it. I think I should reread it. Maybe I would have a different opinion now, because I read it 3 years ago, so maybe my reading taste has evolved. I am really intrigued still by Frankenstein and by that story, and I still think it's a good story. I just didn't like the way it was written. I want to read this book really bad, and I just started reading it. I read first chapter, so not a lot, and I hope it will not disappoint me. The next book I would really like to get to is The Merchant of Venice by William Shakespeare. I have about 5 of these kind of books of Shakespeare's dramas. I haven't read any of them. I bought them in Amsterdam. I think it was like $20 for 5 of Wordsworth classic books. So I thought it's a good deal. Not $20, 20 euros. I'm really intrigued. I bought the ones that I really was interested in a lot. I know that when I read Shakespeare, I always have to first read the synopsis or the summary of the whole drama before I start reading it, so I can understand it, because I'm not that good in Old English. Still, I don't know how to read it that well, and I think this is a good way to start them. I already read 2, but on creation I read Hamlet and I read Midsummer's Night Dream. I read those for school. This is for my soul. It's kind of different. But yeah. Alright, the next book I want to get to is also one that I got for my birthday from another one of my friends, and that is Build Your House Around My Body by Wilde Cooper Smith. It is kind of a short story collection, I believe. Okay, maybe these are not short stories. I just read the synopsis on back. I maybe thought this is a different kind of book. It says that it's about 2 Vietnamese women who are linked by past generations and haunted by ghosts of the past, and they are lost. And it says one thing that I love and that I feel like almost all of my favorite books have are fever dream, heart-pounding fever dream, and I love fever dream books, really. I now don't know if these are short stories, maybe they are not. I think it goes through the years, I believe. That's how I see, because there's like 18 years before disappearance, the day after the disappearance, so I believe the disappearance is kind of the main thing in this book, and then we're going around the disappearance. This is another one on my TBR shelf. So next one I'm so excited about, because when I was small little child, I loved fairies. I was obsessed with fairies. I was obsessed with Tinkerbell. I always wanted to see a fairy, to know if fairies are real. I was just always so into them, and I watched every single thing that has fairies. And then a few months ago, I actually tattooed a fairy on my arm, on a little mushroom. As you guys can see, I really love fairies, and I don't care if they're real or not. I believe they're real, and this book is just to prove that they're real, and that is Emily's Wilde Encyclopaedia of Fairies by Heather Falcat. This is about a girl who is going to this town and trying to uncover everything about fairies in this town, basically, and it's a bit of a romance between her and her arch nemesis, also her co-worker, that is trying to help her. It is just a fairy lore, and it's called Encyclopaedia of Fairies, and I'm really glad that they decided to print not on like a book, how do you say, like a book cover, you know, those paper things, but right on the hard back, because it looks amazing and it reminds me of my fairy books when I was little growing up. And I'll still have them all, by the way, because I just love fairies and they're the like best whimsical thing ever. I'm really excited for this book and I really want to get to it so I can buy myself a sequel and I can love the sequel and I can love the first one, and I don't know how many of them there will be. I really appreciate fairy books, but not like Cruel Prince, those like I want little fairies, you know, jumping like a Tinkerbell, those kind of fairy books. The next book on my physical TBR is Slaughterhouse-Five by Kurt Vonnegut. This book, I know it's talked about in the same genre, like Fahrenheit 451 and 1984. The cover just gives me vibes of Brave New World, also by Aldous Huxley. I heard it's better than all of those books, so I don't know, but it's pink, which I love. Anyway, it sounds really, well, I don't know how it sounds. I just know that it's kind of that kind of story. It looks kind of dystopian, so I love those kind of stories, and I hope I will get to this book this month. But if I don't, it's okay, because I just bought this book. It can wait a little longer on my shelf, but I doubt it will wait too long, so yeah. And the last book that I have on my physical TBR is City of Last Chances by Adrian Tchaikovsky. I never read anything by Adrian Tchaikovsky. I had one of his books, but I had to throw it away because it got mold on it. I don't know why, because none of other of my books ever got mold on them. But that one in particular, I believe it has some mold already. I got it for my birthday also, but yeah, I bought this book just based on the cover of it. Don't remember the premise of this book at all. I think it's a sci-fi book. I'm pretty sure it's a sci-fi book. It looks interesting. Based on the cover, I would say it's interesting. I don't want to spoil myself anything, so I'm not gonna be trying to see synopsis of this book because I don't want to spoil myself and I want to be surprised by it, and I hope the surprise will be good. Yes, that's the last one, and I don't know if I will get to this one because it's a big one and I already got through a lot of other books, and I also have some ebooks that I will get through some of them right now. But yes, this one I would love to think that I will get to, but if I don't, it's okay. I will not be mad at myself. So now I'm gonna be getting through some books that I would love to get to in this month or the next month. First of which is a book that my dad really wants me to read because it's one of his favorite books, I believe, because he's always recommending me this book. I promised that I would read it because I made him read Way of Kings, and that is Surface Detail by Ian M. Banks. I just know that this is a space opera book, and that's it what I know about it, and that it's, I think, 9th or 8th book in Culture series, but all of the books in Culture series are not connected at all. They're just in the same universe, but there's it about connection of them all. So he told me that I can read that one, although I haven't read first 8. So I'm gonna read that one, and then he told me about some other books in that series that I should read. So I'm gonna try to read them all, but I will start with this one. The next book I want to read is one of the favorites of my best friend, and that is Dutch House by Anna Patchett. I bought her this book for her birthday. She read it that summer and she loved it, and she's been telling me to read it ever since, and I haven't read it still, and it was 2 years ago, so I'm really sorry, but I will try to read it this month. Also, there's another one, but I don't think I will get to Hemingway this month, probably, but this one I hope I will get to. So again, I don't know anything about this book. I just know that somebody wants me to read it really bad, and who am I to not read books that people recommend to me? So I'm gonna be reading it, and it better be good, because she doesn't want to read All's Well until I read this one, so it better be good if I'm gonna read it Okay, I think that is enough. That's it. There are a lot of books I would like to get to. I don't know if I will be able to get to them all, probably not, but I will try my best. Thank you guys for watching this video. Thank you for being patient with me and my not being able to say every single English word. That's it. Thank you for watching. Goodbye. Bye.